Hey everybody, welcome into the very first episode of the new Nerd Chills. I'm Redmage. We got to break down to you what Nerd Chills actually is. We started it a couple of years ago with my good friend Gosu Nudge. She and I would talk a lot about the things that kind of made us really excited about being nerds. You know, comic books, movies, books, video games, all kinds of really great stuff. So I've decided to kind of resurrect it a little bit. No Gosu Nudge, unfortunately, but it is going to be me and occasionally a special guest here and there. But for the first episode, I really wanted to get into something that was really exciting to me last week with the San Diego Comic-Con when they finally announced that Ready Player one of my favorite all-time top 5 books, was going to get a movie. And usually I'm a little against making, movies out of books that I really like because I'm just that way. But the fact that they've got Steven Spielberg directing it and Ernest Cline is actually doing a great job at kind of adapting the story a little bit more for the screen, I think it's really going to go well. If you haven't already seen the trailer, definitely check it out. We'll be playing a couple of clips here and there, with the episode, but I highly recommend picking this one up. I think this is my third or fourth copy because I keep giving that away to friends because it's such a really good book and really speaks to a lot of the pop culture that we as nerds and gamers and geeks kind of get into, and it's just one of those things. It reminds me a lot of when I first read Snow Crash. If you've ever read it by Neil Stephenson, this was a really good kind of steampunk-esque kind of book, cyberpunk kind of book. Really good. If you haven't already read it, definitely pick it up at your local bookstore. I think this is also my third or fourth copy of this book because I tend to pick it up and give it away, read it. And then, I always go back to reading it again. But, these two books are definitely some key parts of the geek culture that I definitely think that people should get into and read. And I actually think Ready Player One is on a lot of school reading lists, which is really great, considering they've been taking a lot of those really educational literary tomes out of circulation and kind of going with a little bit more prominent ones that are, of this decade that our generation can kind of get into. So definitely recommend getting that. And if you haven't already seen it, Ernest Cline has already come up with a second book called Armada. I've only read a few chapters in so far, but already it's making me geek out a little bit. It's kind of like The Last Starfighter. If you're a big fan of that movie, I know I am. That was like my dream movie when I was growing up as a kid. So definitely check out Armada after you read Ready Player One. So thanks a lot for joining us for the first episode. Definitely hit follow on here so you can always know whenever I post one of these videos. Post in the comments too. Let me know what else you'd like me to review. If you want me to review any of your favorite games, your favorite books, or anything else nerd culture related that you want me to talk about. So thanks a lot for joining me. I'm Redmage, and this has been Nerd Chills 2.0.